Welcome back. I'm Chris Wallace from Walnut Hollow, and today we're going to actually do some wood burning using the Creative Versa tool. This is the project that we're going to be working on, and we're going to be using a variety of points from the Creative Versa tool. But to start with, we need to get the design down onto the piece of wood. So this time I chose a design that's I printed off, and I have a copy of it that I am taping down onto my basswood piece. This is one of the basswood rounds that has a natural bark edge, and I'm using graphite transfer paper to transfer my design. To transfer, you need to have the graphite paper. There's a shiny side that goes down, the dull side is up, and I'm also using a stylus to transfer. You can use a ballpoint pen also. It's whatever is you have. Lay the shiny side down on between the pattern and the wood, and then trace the design all around using the stylus or a ballpoint pen. When you're finished, your design will look like this. Doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to come back and go over all of the lines so they're nice and straight using the Creative Versa tool. So I'm going to remove the pattern, keep it close by so I can look at it in case I need to. And this time I have the flow point on the Creative Versa tool. The temperature control is turned to the red zone, and it's heated and ready to go. I usually keep a piece of scrap wood near me so that I can check the point and how if it's turned on, if it's dark enough, hot enough, that kind of thing. You can also use the back of your wood piece if you wish. But you need a piece, some kind of scrap, just to kind of do a few little doodles on there so that you can are comfortable using the tool. Most of the time I like to keep my the hand that I'm not holding the tool with as a brace for my hand, and then I will start always by keeping the cord of the tool behind my hand for safety reasons. I will just start burning on the design. You let the heat of the tool do the work for you, and always move the wood so that it's nice and comfortable. You see that when I drew my line, it's a little jagged, but when I burn it, I'll smooth it out. So I'm going to go all the way around using the flow point and fill in the bird. When I get to the stem, I'm going to burn on both sides of the stem, and then I'll come back and fill in with the point, just like I'm coloring it. And I want it to be a little irregular since not all stems are nice and smooth. So it's as easy as that. Just let the tool do the work for you. Don't press hard. The heat will burn the wood. And if it's a little light, you can go back and do it again. So that's how we're going to start on this project. I finished doing all of the outlining on the bird and used the flow point to finish the stem. I removed the point with my pliers, and I've attached now the calligraphy point. it's just like a pin nib, a calligraphy pin nib, and I'm going to test it out on my wood. You see it makes a broader line. It also makes a thin line if you pull the point towards you. So it makes a couple of different type marks. And I'm going to go back. I'm looking at my pattern that I have here, and I see on the wing I have thin and wider marks. Also the same on the tail. So to make those lines, I have to turn the wood, and I'll make the thin lines, and then as I pull down, it makes a wider point. Thin, wide, thin, wide. So you want to practice this before you actually go to your final piece. You can practice on your scrap wood or practice on the back. On my scrap wood, I can pull down and over and down and over and down. So I'm trying to make kind of a rickrack design. I'll do the same thing on the tail, making my thick marks and thin marks. And that's using the calligraphy point to add a little bit more interest to the bird itself. Now I'll remove the calligraphy point with my pliers because the tool's still hot, and drop my point into a small ceramic dish because you don't want to ruin your work surface. So then I just pick up the shading point, and that's going to be the next point we use. Attach it to the Creative Versa tool, and usually it takes a minute or so for the point to heat up. So you want to put it back onto your tool stand until the point gets hot and you're ready to move on to do your next step. As you look at your pattern, you'll see that there are 3 leaf shapes on the pattern. So I have the shading point now on my tool, and if you press the entire point down onto your surface, you'll see that it makes a leaf shape. Be careful. What I did right here was to make a mark from the shaft of the tool. Be careful not to do that. And now I turn the wood around so that I can make my leaf shape. And I'll come over to the next stem and the last one. And to make the lines or the stems that come up from the leaf itself, I turn the tool to the side so that the shading point is now going to make an arc line back to the branch. If for some reason you didn't get the entire leaf, you can take the tip of the tool and softly fix it. Just be careful you're not burning anything else. And that's how you make the leaf with the shading point. So the last step will be using hot stamps to personalize the design. So to finish up this project, we're going to personalize it with a family name. And we use the hot stamps from Walnut Hollow to do that. This is what the package looks like, and inside the package. All of the letters are available for you to press out and to attach to your Creative Versa tool. I already have the a letter on my tool, and it's heating up right now, but I wanted to show you how I figure out I'm going to put the smiths on the lines that I've drawn with my ruler. I found the center of my wood piece, and then I write the name, and then I find the center. So for the it's going to be the H, and for the smith, since there are 6 letters in the name, I know that half of them are going to be to the right of the center, half of them to the left. So I'm going to start with the letter H right in the center on the top line, and I've attached that using the pair of pliers, and again using my practice board I'm going to burn the letter. Now if I need to go back and make it a little sharper on the letter itself, I can just reposition it and it will burn the entire letter. When you put the letters down, make sure you kind of rock the tool so that you're getting all of the areas on the hot stamp itself. So again, using my left hand as a brace, I'm going to come right in the center on the line, and I'm going to put the bottom of the H there, rock it a little bit, and I have my H in the center. Now I'm going to go to the T, and so I've attached it to another tool that I have here, and I'm going to test it, and then I'm going to go to the left of the H and put the T down right on the line and burn that letter. The next letter I have, I'm going to drop down with the T onto the smiths, and as you see, it's going to be to the right of the center, and I burn that letter. And then I'm going to go back to my Creative Versa tool that has the H on it, and I'm going to go to the right of the T, spelling out Smiths, and I have my H. So I'll continue going back and forth, adding the E, and then working from the center out to add the I and the M, and then I'll add the 2 S's at the same time. So that's how you make this particular project using the Creative Versa tool and a variety of points that come in the tool itself. Thanks for watching. See you next time.